What is up, Finesse family? Hopefully you guys are having a great day today. You know what it is, Freestyle Finesse Friday, guys. We here. I'm so glad you guys are here for it. And we're ready to get started, guys. We're going to talk about a lot of things you guys sent me that were interesting. We're at a different time today, so it's all good, guys. Let's get the party started. So once again, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hola, bienvenidos. Hopefully you're having a great day today. Bonjour to you. I am Mrs. B Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com. Let me do a sound check as always. I gotta make sure you guys hear me, so let me do a quick sound check. Let me know in the good, because you guys know I'll be getting into it and then I'll find out, wait a minute, the mic's not on. All right, so here we go, guys. Once again, I am Mrs. B Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com, guys, and I use my background in psychology and criminal justice to help us focus and work on our mindsets, right? So the finesse mindset, which is the epitome of this channel, it means to faithfully innovate, to inspire, to be naturally effective, to seek success every day. That is a mantra, the goal, and the agenda here. And then we also function and work in the mindful mindset. So mindful mindset is just us being cognizant of every side, good, bad, ugly, right? Just having understanding so you can make a well-rounded decision about your choice, and it's not just one-sided from one perspective, right? So that's the mindful mindset, guys. So here, once again, we're called the Finesse family, and if you are new, welcome. If you're coming on in, guys, make sure you hit that entrance fee, hit that thumbs up on the way in. Make sure you're sharing. That's how I get to a lot of other people's channel too. Sometimes people start going live and somebody will send me a link, so go ahead and do that. Price of entry, share, hit the thumbs up. Also too, you guys, telling you ahead of time the homework. Even new listeners, guys, make sure you commenting after the streams. Go back, even if you forgot to comment on the stream you watched, do that for me right now. Go ahead and comment as we get this live stream started. Once again, shout out to you guys, all the new channel members, guys. If you would like to join, consider joining. You just hit that join button and it helps out with everything dealing with the channel, equipment, everything we have to get to make your visual and audio experience awesome. Thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for those that super chatted on the last streams last week. Appreciate you guys. New channel members, appreciate you guys. People that do super thanks, appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So let's get into it. Let's get into the stuff you guys send me. Also, guys, if you haven't checked it out, check out Blue and Green Hundreds, guys. They have stuff. Their collection is things as far as accessories, backpack, shirts for men, women's, kids, and you guys know we're coming into the school season. I think that's pretty much around the world nationally, right? So go ahead and get your kids a backpack from here. Get them a shirt. They got a lot of reviews from different people that ordered. So guys, check it out. So the link is in the description. Make sure you guys check out Blue and Green Hundreds, guys. Shop apparel, shop clothes, shop accessories. You will love the stuff there, so make sure you check them out. And let's get started, guys. Once again, let's get into it and let's go. Alright, guys, let's get into what is going on today. Information that is trending, and we're going to kind of break it down, guys. You know the saying I like to use, where I'm educating you on what's going on in the nation, and we are kind of breaking down the good, the bad, and the ugly, and just focusing on mindsets, on why people do what they do, and we're just talking about it, right? So we have OG Patrice in the building. She says greetings and salutations. Hopefully you're having a great day, OG Patrice. She's on my thunder says, hello everyone. We heard you, music is on. Okay, good, thank you. She said, we hear you, music is on. Good, we vibing, we got the vibe going. All right, guys. All right, so let's get straight into some things you guys sent me. All right, let's see. Okay, guys, so this one was interesting. You guys wanted to talk about. Let me get this up. So let me see if you guys heard about it first before I bring it up. Have you guys heard about what was going on with the legal issue with the defamation case? I know you guys have seen a lot with this Tasha K and Cardi B thing. It seems like it never ends, and we've talked about that. We've done a lot of Freestyle Finesse Fridays over this because you guys wanted to talk about this. But let me get the right one up. Let me make sure that's the right. Okay, cool. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Add to stream. All right. So basically, guys, let me tell you kind of what's going on with that, right? So it says, says Tasha K loses appeal in Cardi B defamation case. So kind of let me paraphrase what's going on here so you guys know what's going on. It's always something, right, guys? And, you know, we talked about this. We talked about getting like ahead of yourself, right, guys? Like, not tapping out when you need to tap out, not understanding, okay, I'm gonna take my losses now and I'm just gonna tap out, right? You know, some people they just want to keep going and doing stuff, and it's gonna lead to your demise, guys. This is crazy. All right, so we talked about this, and you know, we did a poll over. You guys let me know how you felt about this situation, but this, I kind of knew this was the writing on the wall to me. I knew this was the writing on the wall. Let me see, exit, let me make sure that comes. Okay. No, let me just wait on that page. Hopefully, hold on, guys, let me see if it pops up. Okay, so basically, guys, I'm gonna paraphrase kind of what I seen. All right, so basically from the reports, it's saying that she's like selling off stuff. So we knew that before, and it was alleged before, but apparently like she had a house and there's something like she's downsized, allegedly, right? She's downsized to an apartment. And you know what, guys, if you think about it as a money move, you can kind of spin this as, you know, inflation, and this is a seller's market, so it'd be smart. You probably get 2 or 3 times what your house is worth to just sell that bad boy now and downsize, and try to find something where you could just kind of tap and flip that money back into investments or something. So somebody could spin it that way if they were smart. But let's kind of break down what is going on here, right? So it says Tasha K loses appeal in Cardi B defamation case and lists house for rent and moves into an apartment. Do you guys think that's a good or bad thing? Just off top, just hearing that. Like I said, if she spent it the way I said it, it could kind of be a resolve, right? She did it that way and just said, you know what? It's a seller's market. I'm trying to flip my house and make a whole bunch of money off of it. So, yep, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me get this up for you. Okay. All right. So it says YouTube blogger Tasha K has reportedly lost her appeal to have Cardi B's $4 million defamation lawsuit verdict tossed out. Okay. So basically, the Cardi B sued her. They went to court. Cardi B won, and then you can always like appeal, guys, if somebody sues you for something, obviously. Well, if you didn't know, I'm letting you know you can appeal. So Tasha K appealed, right? So she appealed for the case, and so she's saying that she shouldn't have to pay that $4 million, right? But they said that lawsuit was tossed out, right? So basically it says earlier this year, Tasha K admitted that she does not have the $4 million for the judge. Hold on, let me get that up so you guys can see it. Okay. All right. Copying. And I'm going to do a lot of paraphrasing here, guys, because I kind of want to get through this one to the next articles that we have. So basically, yes, she does. And you guys know, there was I think a YouTuber that had the audio of her saying, like, I ain't got no money. Do y'all got some money? And I'm paraphrasing. She says, I ain't got that much money. Or she basically said, I don't have any money. Do you guys have that much money? She said, I don't know where she's going to get it. So she made that clear earlier that she doesn't have that, right? Okay, so it says, all right, it says earlier this year, Tasha admitted she doesn't have $4 million. A judge ordered her to pay after losing the defamation case to the rapper Cardi B, right? And this is last month. Tasha, whose real name is Tasha KB, she filed paperwork with the U.S. Court of Appeals in the 11th Circuit, right? And then it says on Friday, the appeal was dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. All right, so it was dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. And then it says, which means Cardi's lawyers can file documents with the sheriff's office to garnish Tasha K's paychecks, guys. So her lawyers can garnish her paychecks, so her YouTube money, her ad money, all these things allegedly, right? And seize her personal property, such as her home, cars, her furniture, her stocks, and her bonds to satisfy the debt. All right. And then it says Tasha and her family have moved out of her Lawrenceville, Georgia home and to an apartment. So my question with you guys is do you think that's a good or bad thing? I mean, because like I said, if you're thinking about it, to me, if you were, I guess you could say, making money moves, no pun intended, and you thought about it logically, she could spend it that way. Like, she could be like, you know what, it's a seller's market, I'm about to sell my house, I know it's worth this much, probably, I don't know, $250,000, $500,000 now, I could probably get $1 or $2 million from it, we'll downsize, just kind of ride this inflation thing out, and then we'll rise again. So what do you guys think about that? It says they previously reported that Tasha railed against the machine. So this is allegedly what Tasha K is saying. She railed against the machine and the corporate interests back in January after losing her case. All right. And then it says in federal court, Tasha and her company Kobe Studios LLC were found liable for 3 separate claims: defamation, invasion of privacy through false portrayal, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So if you didn't know what she was getting charged for before, that's what they were. And if you don't know, like I said, guys, my background is in criminal justice too, so I do like hitting these angles, dealing with justice, legal issues, social justice things. It's very interesting and intriguing to me, so I try to mix all those things together, right? With anything I embed in the streams. And it says the judge awarded Cardi $1 million for damages, if you forgot, and suffering due to repeated damages, and then she did additional $3 million in damages, all right, for how she was getting treated. Hey, Mr. Nemhard, hopefully you're having a great day. Glad to see you here today. We got Wally in the building. Wally says, I heard she about to get one from Iggy Azalea also too. Yeah, Wally, I did see that Iggy Azalea, guys, if you didn't know, is also suing Cardi B. And I'm sorry, I said Cardi B, Tasha K. And Iggy suing her. I didn't read into that one that much, but I think basically the same thing, defaming her character, getting on. I think it was Tasha maybe saying something about her or her child. Don't quote me on that. That's a little, you guys know, you can say it in the chat, whatever. But yes, I think it was something about that. Hopefully you're doing great, Mr. Nemhard. He says, what's up? Hey, sister. He says, what's up? What are we doing today? Nemhard, as always, we're doing Freestyle Finesse Friday. There's topics you guys send me, things that I think are interesting or enlightening, and we just kind of talk about it. I hear you guys' perspective. I kind of give my overview of it, and we're just chilling, relaxing, getting into the weekend. It's Friday. You guys know how we do. I just like enlightening you guys on different topics going on, and I like us having a mindful mindset where we're just freely listening, freely giving our opinion, and we are open-minded to why people are doing what they do, you know, so we can move forward in life and have these conversations with people around us, our coworkers, our family members, to get understanding to why people do what they do. All right. She saw my thought, says, well, it's a good thing for her financially. She'll need to pay off the lawyers and the claims that she lost. Yep. Yeah, to me, she could play that. Like if she wants to be liable and she wants to be kind of forward as far as money and wealth and things of that nature, she could spin that way totally, right? Basically, it's like I said, it's a seller's market. She could just sell that house, downsize into an apartment or condo, whatever she believes she wants, and she could spin that. But I mean, just to me, I would just deal with the reality of it. Like, you did something you shouldn't have did. You milked it and milked it and milked it and made a whole lot of money. And I tell you guys this all the time. Make sure you 10 toes down with whatever you want to do with somebody, especially if you are making light and making money off of somebody's misery, right? Make sure that is something that you really, really are 10 toes down on, and that you will stand by, because you don't know what in the end is going to happen. And like I said, I believe it's going to be a trickle down effect of people that will eventually start suing a lot of people that are, you know, making all these different allegations and claims, right? So what else they said as far as that? It says the popular media personality was sued after she reportedly stated that Cardi had an STD and was a drug abuser, right? And then she says, speaking to her followers after the verdict, Tasha said that in a YouTube video, I quote, this is what she said in the YouTube video. Excuse me. It says, Tasha said, these last 4 years fighting this conspiracy case have been extremely challenging. The verdict handing down on Monday was no shock to myself, my husband, or my legal team. She said, we called bluff. This is Tasha allegedly saying this, quoting. She says, we called bluff against a machine that wanted to bully me for not wavering from my personal beliefs. Now, do you guys agree with that statement, Finesse family? She basically said that, and I quote, she says, we called bluff against a machine that wanted to bully me for not wavering from my personal beliefs. So are you guys in agreement with that? She just really was stating her personal beliefs, and she has the right to say what she wants to say. I want to know what you guys think, Finesse fam. Do you think this was overboard as far as her getting charged that much amount of money? Or do you think she has the right to say and do what she wants at other people's expense? It says, she says, a machine that has corporate interest to protect lady of the nightness. You guys know what it is, starts with a P. Drug use, promiscuity, and to glorify the violence that wreaks havoc in our society and our neighborhood. Wow, she's really thought profound on that statement, right? It says, in the video, she claimed that the machine, quote unquote, threatened her life and called the verdict extremely prejudicial, based solely on sympathy and payola. So do you guys agree or disagree with that? It says, Tasha K, she listed her 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 500 square foot Lawrenceville, Georgia home July 3rd for rent of $500 a month. So that's what she's charging, $500 a month to rent the house out, apparently. I don't wonder why she just won't sell it. She says she's renting it out. Okay. All right. Let's see. Get that up so you guys can see. Let's see what you guys are saying. She's well, it's a good thing for, oh, I already read that. Yep, that's true. Mr. Nemhard says, right in line with Amber Heard. Bit off more than she could chew. And see, that's my thing. And I tell you guys this all the time. Like, quick money is easy money, but the repercussions of quick money or getting easy money or things of that nature is sometimes very big. And that's why a lot of people that, like, especially if they've gone to jail or prison or things of that nature, they let people know that, guys, listen, you don't want to follow my footsteps. You don't want to do what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth it. And you know, a lot of people don't want to listen to those things. And it's interesting to me because, like I said, some people just love using other people's demise to make money or make a profit, right? And I mean, is it worth it in the end? Like, is it really worth you doing and getting all these things? But the consequence of it, are you ready to take it? And I think, like I said, a lot of people aren't ready for the consequences of that stuff, guys. They never are. And until, you know, you finally see it, and then you're like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Let's see what you guys are saying. Wally says, did you hear her case with her label? You talking about the artist, her, Wally, H-E-R, her, the artist? What's up with that one? I feel like I've seen something a couple days ago, Wally, but I don't remember exactly. Criticism can only go so far. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. She's talking about that. So she made it look like it was a legit thing that could be brought in a court of law. So she got the book thrown at her, and rightfully so. Yeah, and see, this is a thing that's just always so interesting to me, how people, especially when they're wrong, it's like they don't want to admit it, you know. And to me, it's nothing wrong with admitting you're wrong. And actually, that makes a wise person. That makes a regular person a human, right? To just admit you're wrong when you're wrong. But sometimes people are just they're just so, I don't know, I guess I would say like a narcissist, right? Because it's like you don't want to listen, you don't want to say you're wrong, you keep wanting to, no, even if you know you're wrong, you look ignorant, you looked guilty, you look idiotic, it's like you don't want to tap out. And that's not a good thing, guys. It's not a good thing to be able to tap out and say, you know what, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, or I just don't even want to deal with this anymore, you know? And that's okay. But a lot of people, some people just, they don't know how to do that. And it's not a good look, right? All right. So that's for that. Let's see if you guys said anything before I get to the next story. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, Mr. Nimhard says, you can sit in your personal beliefs, however, when your actions negatively affect others financially, otherwise you have passed the personal. Yeah, and I think that's an excellent point, Mr. Nimhard, because like I said, in the privacy of your own home or the privacy of whoever is around you, and you're saying what you say, it is what it is. People are going to do and say what they want. You might not like it. It is what it is. In their personal space or wherever it is, you shouldn't even get pinned up about that, because they have the right to say what they want to say, and they're gonna say what they want to say in their own personal abode. You get what I'm saying? But when it gets to the point where you are on a national stage, or you choose to go on a public platform and you say things about people, and then you make a profit off of it, and then you continuously do it, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Just like I said, me personally, I would never want to have that be my job in life, because at a certain point that gets old, number one. And then number two, like, people are going to have vengeance. So you got to think about it logically. After a while, when you keep talking about somebody, you think they're going to just allow you to talk about them? You think they don't have cousins and brothers and lawyers and other people that can stick up for them? So, to a certain degree, like, you have to be logical about that. Like, you have to definitely be wise and be ready to kind of receive whatever comes. If you, quote unquote, about their life and you want to do all these things, yeah. Like, and it's just, to me, I don't want to profit off of somebody's misery. For what? That gets me nowhere, right? To profit off of somebody's misery. So, I mean, what's the point, right? So once again, that's my daughter, guys. It's so interesting to me, like I said, that I can get, like, every once in a while, or I don't know, just for jokes or whatever, you kind of just want to talk with your group or whoever, small amount of people. But when you get into the hundreds of thousands and then the millions of people, and then you just, you continuously, are salacious about somebody's character and just derogatory things, it's just, come on, common sense. And guys, and you guys know that it's quick, easy money. When you're talking about somebody's downfall or mishaps, people love hearing that. It's just, I don't know what it is about that human nature of wanting people to suffer, or the ideal of us as humans. It like feels better to know that other people are hurting, don't have, go through things. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing that somebody is going through something, a trouble and triumph, because that's trials and tribulations. That's life, right? Like, we're going to go through things, and the purpose of us living is to let other people know, like, I went through it and I survived. I went through it and I stayed above all. I went through it and I didn't, pass, and I didn't give up, and I persevered. So I don't think anything's wrong with telling a story for purpose, but just the idea of the salaciousness of it, that always, just like when you do criminal activities, that always comes back to bite you. I don't care how long you can do it and get away with it, you never get away with that stuff. So I mean, some people, they like it, they like it, I love it, whatever. But that's me and mine. That's, I don't need to do that to get far in life or to get on a one-up or come up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Mr. Nimhard. You can sit by your personal beliefs, however, when your actions negatively affect others financially and otherwise, you have passed the personal belief state. Yep. Wally says, yes, check my live in the description. I did a show on it. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. It's, you can't argue on personal belief when you have actively slandered someone, or whatever the legal term is. We have to learn that and that's my thing. Like, and I think everybody knows this, Mr. Nemhart. I know everybody knows that you went overboard, right? But I think some people, especially when you're a narcissist or you have the love of money, in a sense that you'll do anything to make money, or like you'll do anything in a sense of morality. Because listen, guys, morals are not legal. They're two different things. We talked about that in a couple of streams back. So doing something legally and doing something morally or ethically is two different I guess you could say edges of the pendulum. Okay, so just because it's not ethical doesn't mean it's illegal, right? Or just because it is ethical, either way, right? So but we all know, because it's that feeling that you have inside you, like you know what, I shouldn't do this, but like I said, some people just, it's like, and to me, just dealing with people, consulting, mentoring, dealing with students, and things of that nature, a lot of times the people that bully or people that pick on people, they're and you guys know the phrase, hurt people hurt people. A lot of times they're the ones that are seriously hurt. They're the ones that have a lot of trauma, especially when it comes to things that happen in their childhood. They're the ones that have been hurt by somebody else, maybe a bigger bully, a family member. And a lot of times that's what it is. And if you really go back to a lot of these people that do a lot of the salacious talking and all this stuff, you'll really find, if they're open and honest with you, that they've been through a lot of stuff. And it's just a coping mechanism a lot of times. Because to be honest, why would I want to revel in somebody's pain? Now, don't get me wrong. Some things are funny. Like if somebody's been through something or whatever, you're just like, come on, that's dumb. They should have known better. Or that was just stupid what they did. But to like revel in it and then profit off of it, that's you. You can take that. I don't want it. Let's see. Once again, all right, guys, let's see. All right, so let me get to the next one. Once again, guys, make sure you're sharing is caring. Make sure that you guys are, if you haven't, go back and comment on the streams that you have watched and you forgot to. That is your assignment for the weekend. And let me get the next article up for you guys. And this one is interesting. You guys know how I feel about wealth, health, and mindset. You guys know those are my key things when I'm talking about things to you guys, right? So I'm knowing you guys are probably in the know about this, but once again, I'm in and out. I'm super busy in regular life, but you guys have brought this one to my attention about I think the autopsy report had came in. I don't know if it was last week or this week for Kevin Samuels passing. What happened is that, so let me get that up and we're going to talk about this as far as our health and how health is wealth and how we need to have these discussions, guys. It's super important. Let me get this up. Give me a second. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, guys. So it says, let me get this up. All right. So it says, a cause of the death for Kevin Samuels was revealed Monday, according to the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. The controversial YouTuber personality passed due to hypertension. All right. So that's what the autopsy report said. It said the medical examiner, hypertension, which is another name for high blood pressure. Okay, Finesse fam. So let's talk about this, because I've done streams on this. I've gotten reports on this. Oops. I've done streams. I've gotten reports. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Put a one in the chat. Make sure you can hear me. Let me make sure. Okay. All right, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Cause let me reconnect my mic. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me get it. Okay, let me go through this one. All right, guys, so basically that was another name for high blood pressure. High blood pressure. All right, and let's get into this. All right, it says the medical examiner notes also revealed that Samuels was taking a medication to treat hypertension called atenolol. All right, it says evidence of hypertension includes a heart whose chambers are thicker than normal, the examiner told TMZ. It says the self-proclaimed relationship guru, an image consultant, passed on May 5th after collapsing in his Atlanta apartment in complaints of chest pain. It says a woman he was with at the time of his death called 911 and performed CPR. It says, let's see. It says, okay, so this is the important part that I want to talk about with you guys. So let's talk about the hypertension part, guys, right? It says hypertension is often called the silent killer in the medical community because it does not always have symptoms and therefore can be hard to detect. It says, according to the American Heart Association, about 55%, 55%, this is important, of black adults have high blood pressure. Did you guys hear that? 55% of black adults have high blood pressure. If you knew that, already, put a 1 in the chat. If you already knew more than half of black adults had high blood pressure, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't, put a 2, okay? Black people also have disproportionately high rates of more severe high blood pressure, and it develops earlier in life. The lack of access to care, lack of access to healthy foods, and other societal issues play a huge factor in the disproportionate rates of hypertension among young blacks. So let me break that down. Basically, the food they were eating, and the societal issues, stress, trauma, not being able to have or afford taking care of family, the lack of mother or fathers in the family, and then it says lack of care, doctors, going to a doctor and not feeling that doctor thinks you have a high tolerance to pain and won't give you pain medicine. Those are the disproportionate things that lead to this hypertension, guys, which is a silent killer among blacks in America. And I don't know if it's around the world, but I know it says American Heart Association, so I'm assuming that's the United States. 55%, guys. That is ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous. Everybody needs to do an overhaul in their health. I don't care if you're not black. You still need to do an overhaul in your health too, because you guys know I broke that down. I broke that down with all the different cultures as far as like their health and the drugs and different what are they called, contraband or different things that will cause the health issues. We did a stream over that before about a month or so ago, right? And it says Kevin Samuels' death was just as controversial as his YouTube content, right? And then it says some mourner expressed relief without rejoicing at the loss of human life, which was ignorant. That was dumb. And this is some just flat out celebrated. It says his polarizing views during life was a huge effect on how people handled his passing. And then it says they also questioned his bank account and wondered if he really lived the high value lifestyle he preached. It says he garnered 1.2 million followers. And then it says a Houston attorney, Dennis Sperling, took to YouTube to defend his friend, calling the rumors that he was broke flat out a lie. He said he actually died rich. So, and I don't even know why people care if that's important. Like, it's so, I don't care about that. This is what's important to me out of this whole article. It's this making just a shock to your face, a flash sign that hypertension is real and it's very common, and since 55% of the black population will get this or has this, right? And so when we're saying black, guys, this is mixed black, Afro, Latino. These are mixed kids, because if you have any drop of black in you, then you still are in the gamut of people that are black. That's just how it works. So that is, when you start adding that up, not just fully black, whatever that means, but all the different groups of what a black American person is, literally, here, born black American person, right? That's a lot. 55%. It's crazy. She Stole My Thunder says, I knew the number was high. Okay, cool. Wally says, no, he didn't. He says, I'm doing work on that as we speak for my next stream. Hey, Miss Ine, hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully you are feeling well, and that's good, Wally. I'm so glad you are one of the ones that is making this a point, because I don't care until my face turns blue purple. I'm going to keep talking about the things I want to talk about that are important for us, and it's going to be health, and it's going to be wealth, and it's going to be mindset, aka mental health too, because those are the gamut and foundations of life, period. And if any of those are out of homeostasis and they're out of balance, everything can rupture, right? So I don't care what they do, but that's what I'm going to do, because those things are important to me. But anyway, I hope you are having a great day. Love seeing you, and glad you are here supporting the channel. Once again, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on the way in. If this is important to you and this is informative, share this. You guys are always here. Those of you that are here, make sure you are sharing this information. Send a link right now to one of your friends or family so they can join in this live stream. We are here Freestyle Finesse Friday, coming a little bit later because I was really super busy today. I was hoping I wouldn't have to cancel the stream, but I didn't. I had enough time to come back and do the stream, but I was super busy today. A lot of stuff getting done business-wise and things of that nature. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Goes to show how much they didn't like him. Yeah, I mean, but my whole thing is I don't put that much energy in nobody. Like, I don't care if I don't like somebody. I bet you're not going to get that much energy in me that I really care how much money you make, and I care if you were rich or not when you die. Like, I mean, I think a lot of times we pour too much energy in other people that we'd never touch, never see, never meet. And that energy we can put into our life or somebody important around you, or maybe a community around you, or just something else. It's too much energy to care about that. That's not important, especially when that money ain't gonna make you money. So what does that matter, right? But let me know if you feel differently in the chat. You guys know this is a free space. So if you feel differently than what I said, let me know. Let's see. Okay, cool. So basically, guys, that was my point. He had passed from hypertension, and once again, I wanted to have that conversation with you guys, let you know the statistics about that, right? Hey, Big Ben, hopefully you're having a great day. Look, when you're here and you give your perspective, so thank you for taking the time and being here to support Big Ben. Shout out to him. Once again, guys, shout out to the new channel members too, guys. If you would like to join the channel, guys, you hit that join button when you come in. You'll see a join button, and you can click the link in the description to join. So shout out to the channel members for always being here and supporting, guys. Thank you for that. All right, so let's go into the next thing. Let's see. Oh, let me see if you guys have heard about this first before I talk about it. Have you guys heard about what's going on with the Sesame Street information? I said information. The Sesame, I know you guys, I know you guys are in it, what's trending, and you guys are on top of the stuff, and you watch all the other channels with the gossip and stuff. I know y'all do it. I know you do. So I'm wondering, do you guys know about what's going on with the Sesame Street thing, guys? What was going on with Sesame Street and the viral video? Let me get that up for you guys. Share video. All right, so once again, guys, please make sure that you go and get yourself checked out, get your family member checked out. Hypertension is real, and there's ways that we can keep from getting that and letting that be generationally fluid in our families. Let me see. Okay, I'll close that one. If you just came in, guys, we talked about the Tasha K case. We talked about Kevin Samuels, what the coroner was saying, what actually happened in his passing, and it was hypertension. There we go. And now we're gonna talk about, if you guys know about this. Let's see. Did I get it up? Hold on, let me see something. Okay, let me get this up. I thought you guys could see it. Let me see if it came up. Okay, let's see. All right. So there we go. There's your throwback Sesame Street. See if you guys remember that scene right there. Oh, why isn't that up? Hold on, guys. Oh, There we go. The throwback Sesame Street scene. Let's see if you guys know what's going on with that. Okay. Let's see what you guys say. What's going on with the Sesame Street scene? So once again, let me paraphrase all this, guys, before I kind of get into it. But I wanted to get that nostalgic picture up. I don't even think I was born when that Sesame Street picture was up. I don't remember that at all. So let me get this other article up and read from that while I have this up for you guys. So I'm going to show you the lady first, and then I'm going to go back and read the Sesame Street article for you guys. Okay, so let me get this up, guys. Let me get this up. All right, so okay, so I'm gonna leave that nostalgic picture up. I'm gonna go back to this other story. So I'm gonna let you guys see what she looks like first, and then we're gonna break this story down. So this is a mother. Share screen. Once again, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're sharing is caring, and make sure you guys are commenting. The comments are important in the algorithm. They help push the channels out into the algorithm so other people can see them, and also share on your social medias, guys. Okay, so this is her. It says, a mother from viral Sesame Street video slams apology as shocking new clips emerge of the characters ignoring black children, right? So that's what the viral video was about. So basically, guys, I don't know if the video clip is on here. Okay, so right here, what's her name? I forget this Sesame Street character's name. My chair is squeaky, guys, so forgive that. Charge it to the game, not my heart, the squeaky chair. Rosita, that's her name. Okay, guys, so in the video, so that's the little girl. So basically what happens in this video, guys, is that Rosita character right there, she walks to the little girls about right there, and what she does is I think she waves them away or something, and then she goes over. No, there's a little, you don't see it, but there's a family in front of the little girls, and apparently, allegedly, the story is that they had a baby, and they wanted to take a picture. They wanted Rosita to hold the baby and take a picture, but I guess policy is they can't hold babies, which makes sense. They don't need to be holding nobody's baby, and she did like that. To the little girls and the lady that had the baby, right? That's allegedly. All right, so let's go into what the article is saying, and then we're going to break that down. All right, so let's see. Wiley says, yeah, the Sesame Street place of them with the two black girls. Yeah, so this is Sesame Street Place. So I know because we have annual passes to all the theme parks, which is like SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, the one in California. There's like a whole bunch of different ones, right? So I know that they have those in SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, but I think this is the one in San Francisco, I think, and I think they have the Sesame Street place there. Hey BTB, hopefully you're having a great day today. Let's see, Big Ben. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Big Ben. I appreciate your support as always. Let's see what Big Ben says. He says, Kevin Samuels was on meds and was physically active, holding 3 different black belts in martial arts. What do you think he could have done better health-wise? Not sure, Big Ben, because that's what a lot of people were saying, Big Ben, because I read like a couple reports, and there's like, and I'm like, guys, if you're not medically trained or medically doctor, stop it, right? Unless you have enough sense to kind of read and thoroughly get like preface, reports, studies to back what you're saying. Don't just arbitrarily talk and say stuff. But I think Big Ben, it was Lonnie Love. That was another article that I read. But I didn't really feel like giving her perspective or her opinion on it. I wanted to kind of give something straight to the point. But Lonnie Love, I know she was speaking on that. She was alleging that he didn't have good health or he didn't take care of his health. And even with hypertension, like there's a lot of things you can do to help with that. But like I said, I'm not his medical doctor, and I don't really know his medical record for me to speak on that. But I know there are things that we can do to help not lead to that. Everybody can do, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure as far as that, Big Ben, because like I said, even talking to doctors and my doctors, you can look healthy as an ox and still be physically unwell. You can do everything right sometimes, and your body just won't connect and do what it's supposed to do. So yeah, that's a good question, Big Ben. I can't really answer that. I don't know what more you can do, unless we're actually his doctor and we're there. Otherwise, really, we can't speak on that one. She stole my thunder. Thanks for the super chat, Big Ben. I appreciate that. Good old Mr. Rogers, and probably something to do with civil rights. Let's see. All right, so let's get into this. All right, guys. So it's a Sesame Street San Diego theme park. Sesame Place became viral news after using disclosed alleged discrimination against black children. It says many fans don't realize that the Sesame Street was originally created for black and brown inner city children. So that's really my spin on this, because I wasn't alive when it was created. So I didn't know that specifically, allegedly, it was created for black and brown kids. So that's kind of my spin on the story. We'll get into the details of the mom complaining about it and, you know, saying that it was racially motivated. But this was interesting to me. So I want to know if you guys know that, because I didn't know that. And it says, many fans don't realize that Sesame Street was originally created for black and brown inner city children. It says one viral video of Sesame Street Muppet characters dismissing two little black girls was causing eruption online. Many social media users are outraged, and since then they have shared the videos from previous encounters. All right, so let me get this one up. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the other one, and we're gonna see the videos of this, and I want you guys to tell me if you agree or disagree with this. Do you think that this was racially motivated or not? So let me get the other one up for you guys, and I'm gonna show you some videos. So after this went viral, apparently like a couple days ago, a lot of people started sharing their clips of actually what happened to their children on Sesame Street, Sesame Place. All right, so let me get this up for you guys. Okay, cool. So here we go. So I'm just gonna clip through the video so you guys can see them. All right, here we go. Here's one of them. So apparently Sesame Place has a history of ignoring black kids. Here's a thread of the proof. Here's something that somebody sent. Let's see what they're saying. Okay, so do you guys agree or disagree with that video? Put yes if you felt like they were racially ignoring the little girl, or no. So that's what we're going to do. When I show the videos, you guys just put yes if you feel like that they were racially profiling a little girl or not talking to her because of her race, or put no if you don't agree with it. So I'll show that video again, and then we'll go to the next one. Okay. All right. And the next one, this one says, although several people need to answer for this racist behavior towards black children in Sesame Place, WTF is this? I'm so pissed. This was the person says. Now, me actually being at one of these places and seeing, guys, I know that they have people that walk through, and you're not supposed to be like in a certain part of it, which is a safety thing. Like, you can't be out in front of the, like a line, like you see there's that yellow line and stuff. You can't be out, because listen, the characters, they're not looking out of that top part. I think they're looking out of, like, it's probably like a foot below the head, I think, right? So they can't, their gauge of seeing around them, they can't see everything. And so they don't kick or hit the little kids. That's why they want them back too, right? So I know I've seen that actually personally, where they try to wave the little kids back when they're up too close.
I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
I didn't like that either. I don't know. That baby was little. I don't know if this person was playing or not, but
push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I can see if there was maybe other kids around, and I'm speaking personally because I've been to one of these different shows. I've been to many of them with my child and my family. So I know, I actually can speak on this because I've been there. I see how the characters act. I see how security is around it, so I can actually speak on it compared to people just watching videos. But normally in this situation, there would be like a lot of people like lined up behind that line, and I don't see anybody, so I don't really understand what this character was doing. That's kind of weird. This little baby looks like she's about 2
or 3. Push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
So I'm not sure. That one doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. Hey BTB, hopefully you're having a great day today. He says before I thought it was them playing and they walked back to give them a hug, but the video was cut short. And that's what I'm saying, BTB. I think we're watching like 2 or 3 second clips, and that's why, like I said, I'm speaking on it as somebody that's actually been to one of these things. Like I've been to the Sesame Street place, me, my husband, my children, many times. Family members, friends have been with us to there, and so I actually know kind of what goes on. And a lot of times, like I said, especially when they're in it, their view of what they can see is very distorted. They can't see clearly through those masks or those costumes. That's why there's always like people walking around them or near them to gauge little kids, push them back, make sure they're not in the way, because they could accidentally knock the little kids over. And it's not always purposeful, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm not saying everybody doesn't have the right perspective and view. They could. This guy's stupid. Fear of Slack Planet. He said Sesame Street when black children ask for a hug. I've seen the characters hug children too, guys. So I don't see that when I go there. But I'm not at the one at that one. I think that one was in San Francisco or Virginia somewhere. I don't know. San Francisco. I wasn't at that one. It says Sesame Place is the nation's only theme park based entirely on Sesame Street, and it's the first theme park in the world to be designated as a certified autism center. Oh Lord. The entire framework of the Sesame Street brand was rooted in dismantling minority communities. The show was actually first created for black and brown inner city children. Did you guys know that? Because I didn't. I had no clue. But then now that I think about it more and more, like when I go back to that picture, we see all the characters were mostly black and Latino people. I don't remember if there's a white person to start, but we'll go through it and see, guys. It says researchers learn, and this is what's important to me because me as an educator, this is what I thrive off of and I love. It says researchers learned that children were spending a lot of time watching television, and you guys, if you remember back, I think they call it Latchkey Kid or whatever, where the mother started. This was like in the 70s going into the 80s and the 90s. Women were going to work more, like literally full-time jobs, not just working because the husbands were at war, but working because they wanted to work. So nobody was really at home with the kids especially when they came home from school. So this is when the microwave came in, the era of the microwave, the era of Hot Pockets, all these quick, fast meals that a kid could make at home without a parent around and not having to fully use an oven. Ergo, we go into this too, where it talks about, it says researchers learned that children were spending a lot of time watching TV because the parents aren't there, and the media became the babysitter. Statistics prove that to be more alarming in inner city children whose parents were forced to spend countless hours at work, forcing their children to be exposed to longer hours of mindless programming. And then it says the thread goes on to share one particular, once again, this is what got me into this, the psychological analyzation of this, and the psychologist, he became invested in the children's education. I didn't know this. So a psychologist was the one that brought the idea of Sesame Street to the public, guys. It says Lloyd Morset, widely regarded as the father of Sesame Street and the vice president of the Carnegie Corporation. And if you guys ever watch Sesame Street, at the very end, they're like, something, the Carnegie Corporation. He has a PhD in experimental psychology from Yale. He found that inner city children were behind by months to middle class children in kindergarten, and the gap grew wider as the years advanced. And I'm telling you guys now, doing study, looking at research reports on all this, it has not changed that much even now, guys. And this is, wow, probably what, 50 years later or so. The same thing as far as when you're comparing the middle class children to the inner city children, the gap is huge. And it's basically exposure to different things, programs, computers, technology, all those things make a huge difference. If you just expose the children to it, Ray Ray and Johnny would have the same, I think, capacity mentally going forward. And if compared to if Ray Ray is just only getting old used books, he's in a dilapidated building, he doesn't have the funds to do after school programs and all that, compared to Johnny, who's getting tutoring and he's at a high-tech school with all the benefits of having STEM and technology and all those things. It is drastically different. Even if little Ray Ray was smarter than Johnny, just the fact that Johnny got exposed to more than little Ray Ray, he's going to shoot off a lot quicker, and his confidence is going to be higher. So even if little Ray Ray was smarter than Johnny, Johnny's confidence is higher, and confidence makes way more effort with a child than being smart. I can tell you that. I've had a lot of students that were not particularly smart, and adults, but they were so confident because they felt empowered by me as a teacher, believing in them believing in themselves, and then their confidence level was so high, no matter what they lacked educationally and logistically, their confidence made them work harder, and ergo made them learn harder, ergo they picked it up quicker, and they were smart, right? They were smarter so yeah, I can definitely speak on that as far as my professionalism in that, and my background in education. Yes, that's totally true. And it says another user credited the article, which shares the forgotten tales of how Black psychiatrists helped create Sesame Street. So did you guys know that? Black psychiatrists. That is so awesome and interesting. I love finding little nuggets of stuff like this, because once again, like, I didn't know this stuff, but I don't know if you guys knew that. This is so interesting, and I love it. Okay, so here we go. It says, did you know Sesame Street was originally created for Black and brown inner city kids? Look at that throwback picture. Oh crap. My bad, guys. I don't even have it up. I thought I had it up. I'm getting excited talking to you guys. Look at that throwback picture. Can you guys name all the people on here? Let's see if you guys can. I think that's Gordon. I forget this lady's name. Oh, guys, who is this? This is somebody's dad. I was just reading a report. Maybe it's in here. Somebody famous. That's their dad. I forget. Gordon is their dad. I was just reading that. So look at that. All Black and brown people here. Black and Hispanic people. Didn't even realize that. So here we go. It says, oh yes, and there's also, it says, the forgotten tale of how Black psychiatrists helped make Sesame Street. So interesting, guys. All right, then it says Morissette, which is a psychologist, right? Not psychiatrist. He partnered with Joan Gans Cooney, an activist and producer at the time, to help teach young children through television. Cooney is responsible for a study titled The Potential Uses of Television in Preschool Education, and this is what garnered Head Start and all these pre-K programs, which was used to convince the Department of Education and the Carnegie Corporation, the Ford Foundation, and the private donors to give $8 million to establish the Children's Television Network, which is now coined Sesame Street Shop, right? And then it says Joan later reached out to a writer and a TV producer named John Stone, a Yale graduate, experienced in children's television, and he shared his passion for social activism and agreed to do the show because of its specific focus on educating Black and brown children. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Let me make sure I have. All right, let me get back to this. Okay, guys, so it says John came up with the idea to create a set that mimicked an inner city New York neighborhood. He even named the show Sesame Street, which became an impactful as an actual street in New York. It says when Sesame Street debuted in 1969, yep, I was not born yet, or probably thought of. Let's see. All right, so it says when Sesame Street debuted in 1969, it was really a Black show. Did you guys know that? It says it was a Black show. I didn't know that at all. There was soul and funk music, a Black cast, and lots of jive pop, quote unquote. It says unfortunately, the integrated and diverse nature of the show didn't reach Southern stations. This is interesting too, guys. How Sesame Street had to do a whole 180 flip, right? So it says that unfortunately, the integrated and diverse nature of the show didn't reach Southern stations. So you guys remember the 60s and the 70s are coming, right? And it says, even then, removed Sesame Street from its airwaves altogether because of growing complaints from the parents. So basically, the stations in the South, the public broadcast stations in the South, did not like the blackness of the Sesame Street show. They did not like how, you know, they use a lot of lingo that the little black kids would understand, and urban kids, and they were like petitioning and picketing to get that show off the public networks because the families in the South did not want to hear that. They didn't want their kids exposed to that. That's super interesting. All right. Then it says the thread also shared that a state commission in Mississippi refused to air the show because of the integrated cast, and the main characters Gordon and Susan were black as well, and their adopted son. It says after the refusal came a national news Mississippi reversed the decision. That's so interesting. I had no clue about that, guys. Oh, guys, that's what I was going to tell you. This guy, do you guys know who his daughter is? She's famous, and I'll give you a hint. She married a football player. I didn't know this was his daughter either till, like I said, I read this report. But his daughter, Gordon, the guy that's on Sesame Street right here, his daughter is Holly Robinson Pete, right? And his name is, what's his name? Gordon Robinson, I believe. Okay, let's see. So it says one famous account of this occurred when CTW. Oh, it says they use a mixture of proper English and street slang so that the black children could relate to him, and he could create a more natural connection between them and the intended viewer at the time. So basically, guys, Sesame Street, and I think whoever the psychologist was, and the psychologist said was smart, because guys, even when you're working with a certain group or demographic or even age of children or adults, it's great when you can relate to them in some type of way or form to make a connection. So even if it's culturally, something dealing with their age, something was going on nationally or in society, any way you can connect with them to make the learning more transitionally fluid is the best. And many teachers cannot do that naturally. I mean, that's a real skill as a teacher to do that. But once you master that, oh my goodness, teaching it's a breeze. Teaching, motivating, being able to pull things out of people, even students and adults, it's just easy. But most people don't master that very well, right? And then it says, one famous account of this occurred when CTW decided that Gordon's wife Susan was to go and get a job as a nurse. It says Robinson felt that another key problem in the black neighborhoods was the fact that women were in the workplace and not staying home to make sure their children were not getting into trouble, which was a direct contradiction of the 70s feminist values that CTW was beginning to incorporate to Sesame Street. As a result, when the episode aired, even on the screen, Gordon's reluctance to accept Susan as a nurse managed to seep through. Did you guys know that? I did not know all that action was going on with Sesame Street. But yeah, all that action was going on. But yeah, so once again, guys, let me know in the chat what you think about that as far as the babies. If you think that they're shining a little cutie pies, or do you think that this is just, you know, an error in judgment, that the people in the mass were not really paying attention, that they're just kind of slighted, and maybe people are just overthinking it. I mean, and I think once again, if you love children, or you have children, or you know, children touch you any type of way, it's gonna bother you to see something like that, just because nobody that cares about a child doesn't want a child snob like that, right? So I think that's just an emotional response, right? So this is what the mother was saying, just so you guys can get an update on specifically that. She says, I never asked. She's talking about, I guess they apologized that, you know, they shunned their kids. She said, I never asked for that character to take a picture. And as I'm watching my video, I don't believe that family asked either. I wholehearted, because that's basically what the character, the character that was inside of the suit said was happening. Somebody asked to take a picture, and that character was Rosita right here. This I think she's a Hispanic character on Sesame Street. She said, see right here, somebody asked her to take a picture. She went like this, no. And then she walked right past this lady that was recording her little girls. And so this is what the mother is saying of the little girls. She says, I never asked that character to be taking a picture. I wholeheartedly feel that as though this statement was released to save face. As a manager reached out to me earlier via phone convo, I responded via DM to confirm. Since the post went viral, no communication has since then. Sesame Street, instead of trying to save face, you should give a public apology to my girls. The statement disrespectful and distasteful. Talk about adding insult to injury. I will repost this video every day until it's rectified. So she said she's gonna post that every day till they get it, make it right. What do you guys think? Okay. All right, guys. And let's see if you guys had another one that you guys sent me. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I'll do this one before we end off. This was the last one I had, the one you guys wanted me to speak on. So my question to you guys, and this was an article that had been brought up, and this is from a clergy member. They said that we're raising women up to be men. So what do you guys basically think about that statement before I kind of get into the article? It's the article says, TD Jakes says society's breaking down because we are raising up women to be men. So do you guys think that? You think that's true? Yes or no? Do you think that we are raising women to be men? Hold on. Oh, I could just make a, what you call it, and have you guys respond. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see. Yes. Or, no, these polls are so weird sometimes, guys. So, and I'll go over this article. Okay. Oh, it sounds like it's about to rain here. Okay, so basically this article says, mega church pastor Jakes suggests in a recent sermon that families are being lost in contemporary culture because we are raising women to be men while subverting their femininity, right? So what do you guys, do you agree or disagree with this point? It says comments made by the leader of the Dallas-based church during a sobering Father's Day message, right? Build, real men pour in. Do you guys agree or disagree with that? Real men pour in. Says the message currently has nearly three-quarter million views on YouTube. He says in the message, Jakes explained that there is a divine order in creation, and when men are led by women, it breaks the divine order. He says real men pour in. He says if Adam were not had not allowed Eve to pour into him, sin would have become into the world. Sin came into the world because Adam broke that order, right? He says he acknowledges, he says the Dallas pastor warned women to be careful about pouring too much into us because we are designed to pour into you. So when he's talking about us, he's talking about men. He's talking about you. He's talking about women. To pour into you, and you are designed to take what we pour into you and increase it and make it better. So just on face value, do you guys agree or disagree with that? That men should be pouring into women and women should not be pouring into men? He says, he acknowledges that his message goes against the dominant message in today's culture. Still, he stressed the disruption of God's order destroys the families. He says, this breaks all the sociological order of the culture we are living in now because we are raising up women to be men. He said, you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society on how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are. You are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. This was TD Jakes says, declared. He says, I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you can create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. Stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away, he continued. So that's an uplift for the men. Do you guys agree or disagree with that? Do you agree or disagree? That's very interesting. He says, and I think, and we've had these conversations too, guys, as far as you being able to do everything and have it all, then what is the point for having the partner if you have it all? It's like once you get it all, you still are missing something, and you wonder what you're missing. And it's sad, because the equality and the duality of the man and the woman in that companion, in that relationship, in that partnership, it's always, I think some people get it jaded. And I'm just speaking as a married person. Everybody can speak on their own perspective, but I'm speaking as thus, a married person, married to a man. All right. The duality of the relationship, the duality of the up and down, that I might need more this day and then he may need more another day. And it's not a, I owe you, I one up you, I throw you under the bus when I see I can do something you can't do. It's more so we both have qualities that are super strong, and that's how God brought us together, to blend those qualities and to make something whole. So that's my perspective of that. And it's necessary. There are I don't know about any other woman, but there's some things that only a man can give you, and he's naturally made to give you that, to fulfill that, to increase that. And that's his natural order to lead and to be able to be in control, and to be able to process and think and make the choices that are necessary when he's in order, right? And you out of order if you're not there taking care of your family and doing what you're supposed to do, ergo what the woman does, right? But if you know you're still working and you're trying to do right, then yes, that's the order that's needed and necessary for the families to work. And I do believe that families are just out of order for purpose of all people. It's not just men, not just women. It's just out of order, period, right? And it's got to come back into one, or it's not going to work, right? Wally says, funny he can say that, but church is not doing ish, but it always, so once again, let's go ahead and move on. But see, that's the thing. I don't depend on a church to give me anything. I don't depend on a preacher. I don't depend on a specific person. It's order in the house. You can't depend on your church to get you all happy and lively, and then you go home and do the same stuff. So we got to stop really even doing that, pointing fingers at like who it is. You know who it is. It's an internal household, that individual household, and us as individual households, we have to work and do the work in our house. You can't go out and point fingers at somebody else and your house is out of order, and that's the problem. A lot of people's houses are out of order. They can be in clergy, they can be in regular society, they can be people that have pedestals as far as platforms and all kind of things. It's just out of order, but they're in here telling you what to do, but they're out of order. And you guys seen that countless times, and you really have to use your discernment with people. You have to really be aware of what their agendas are, because I'm not about to sit and point at none of y'all to do anything for me if I know I need to make my house in order. And that's, I think, what transitions and separates a wise person from a quote unquote worldly person, or a person that just runs with their emotions. You can't always just look to point fingers at it's their problem. They're the reason why I'm bad. They're the reason why I can't have. You got to look into yourself and fix the order in your chaos first before you start pointing fingers at other people, right? And we know that too, guys. And I hate when people kind of splatter the whole ideal of these super mega pastors are the ones stealing all the money. Yeah, they probably could be, but every ecclesia or church is not that way. And I think that's a lot of times why people really kind of get downtrodden on anything dealing with church or spirituality or whatever, because they've been church hurt, or they've been to a bad church, or they've been played or whatever. Never get that way, guys. Never go through something with a person, a place, or thing and make a choice and decision to say all of those person, places, and things are bad. Never do that. All right. Because that's just life. It's never that way, to be honest. And a lot of that is just that hurt and that bitterness that stays in you, and you have to get over hurt and bitterness. Just because somebody hurt you, a person, a place, whatever hurt you, don't stay in that hurt and think every place like that is that. Don't do that, because you will live a horrible life. I'm telling you, you will be bitter. You won't have friends. You won't have a wife. You will be to yourself. Your relationships will never work. Companionship will never work, because you have this ideal in your head that once somebody hurt me, like I'm always hurt. and nobody can ever fix it because I'm mad at you because you did that to me. But I do like the formation of the premise of what he's saying, and it's the truth. Families are messed up. I mean, literally, that's what I wanted you guys to get from that. Like, we have to come back to the family unit and get that in order. And we all have the responsibility to do that in our own families. And once you get that in order, you trickle off into your community and the society. But it has to be something where we internalize and look into ourselves. Because like I said, it's so easy to blame other people. And what I'm not saying is there's not other venues and things and persons that are responsible for things going on with communities and society. I would never say that, because we know that they are. But once again, I am one that is keen on taking ownership. And you guys know they have talked with me. You've had consults with me, things of that nature. If I've taught you or whatever, you know exactly how I am as far as you taking accountability. And that's the first step. You have to be accountable, even in the midst of things that aren't your fault. Be accountable in knowing that whoever did do something to me or whatever got allowed or whatever situation I was in, I need to take the steps so I know I will never be in that situation again. So I need to improve me, and I need to know what my triggers are, my vices are. Those are the important things out of learning and knowing things in life. And like I said, once again, guys, if you're in, just get in. You forgot to hit the like button. We talked about several topics today. I'm just kind of going on a tangent. But I'm totally in agreement. Let's see. My bad, Wally. Let's see. Wally said that's true to what I was saying. He said, but last I checked, some of these women are church folks. Yes, that's true, Wally. That is true, which is why I make that statement. Yeah, I mean, that is true. And you know why women go to church, Wally? And a lot of times it's just to fulfill that need of the missing man, right? Because they don't have the men in their life. And then they look in that relationship to that pastor or having that male figure. And if you really think about it, it makes a lot of common sense, that connection with having like somebody as a head or somebody to go to for that male authority to get wisdom from. But yeah, two rights don't make a wrong there. But yep, that's true. But yeah, once again, we started off talking about the Tasha K. What was it? Tasha K, when the court case, right? The lawsuit she filed against Cardi B, trying to dismiss that $4 million defamation case, but the court threw it out. And allegedly she is selling or renting her house, putting it on the market, and they said she downsized into a apartment. So we were talking about that. What you guys believe, was that a money move? No point in intending with Cardi B, or do you think that she's just trying to show face to save value to some of the assets she has? We talked about the Kevin Samuels, and the big thing with that conversation about him was health. He had allegedly, the reports were saying that from the coroner's office, I believe, that it was hypertension, which is basically heart disease. So definitely get checks on that. Make sure you guys are making sure your health is well. Get those checks. It says 55% of blacks have or will get heart disease. So that is very, very important and imperative that you guys check that out. We talked about the viral video. I asked you guys, do you agree or disagree? And you guys can put these in the comment section under this stream when it finishes, or go into it now and comment, because you can still comment on the stream. And say if you agree or disagree to any of the topics, why or why not. And then we just talked about, do you believe, let me get that, what this pastor was saying about, he says, are we raising women to be men, is the end question. So make sure you guys answer that in the comments below. Hopefully you guys had a great day today. It's Freestyle Finesse Friday. We do this every Friday. Shout out to everybody that came through, hit the like button, got in the comment section. Shout out to Big Ben. Thank you for the super chat. It's much appreciated. Thank you for your support. Thank you to all the channel members. And once again, guys, another Freestyle Finesse Friday. Once again, guys, make sure you comment. Those of you that are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Come back. We do this weekly, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. Just make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when I have to change times. Super busy now, so check the times, guys. Check the community tab and make sure that you join the channel, subscribe, because then you'll know if the time switch or it's a different time or when new streams are coming. And another Freestyle Finesse Friday down, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all those that supported all the streams, the last stream with the super chats. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. Trash Can Waves, BGH, Friendsgiving, for your wonderful support, super chatting on the last stream. And the channel members, BGH and Princess, the new channel members. Shout out to you guys. All the channel members, Big Bad Bull, Peter Investor M, somebody stuck, 2 other people, I can't remember the name, but all the channel members. Sorry if I didn't call your name. I still love you. Try to the game, not my heart. Appreciate you guys. Thomas Robinson, thank you for the heart and love. I so much appreciate you guys. Once again, share the channel, share the stream. Sharing is caring, and we do this again every week. And I'm excited, guys. Make sure you comment. I love your comments. I love responding to them. And go back on other streams if you missed them. That is your homework, to comment, guys. So once again, hopefully you guys were encouraged, you were informed, you were educated on what is going on in the nation. So we do here, you get that education on what's going on in the nation. And you guys remember the Finesse fam motto. Finesse stands for faithfully innovate, to inspire, to be naturally effective, to seek success every day. Shout out to you guys. Have a great weekend, and adios au revoir. See you guys later.